Another Codewars challenge. This one is a level 7. We're doing it in Python and it's called multiples and digit sums. As always, a link to the challenge will be provided in the show notes right below the video if you want to try it out before watching my version of the solution. And always, if you like this stuff, please like and subscribe. That helps keep me going and helps keep you informed every time I post a new video. So with that, let's give this a shot. Okay, so in this exercise, you will create a function that takes an integer I, okay? You're going to find all multiples up to and including 100 of I, okay? Then you're going to take the digit sum of each multiple, okay? So for example, 45 is the digit sum is 4 plus 5 is 9, okay? And then finally you get the total sum of each new digit sum. Okay, so the way this works, they give you an example. All right, so example, if I is 25, first you do the multiples up to 100, so 25, 50, 75, 100, okay? Then digit sum each multiple. So 2 plus 5 gets you 7, 5 plus 0 is 5, 7 plus 5 is 12, and then 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, and then you sum up all of those, and then that's your final result, okay? So if you can, try writing it in one line of code. We'll see about that. All right, so let's try a few of these here. So we're gonna set I equal to 30, and we should get 18 at the end of this, okay? So what we'll do is the multiples, this is pretty easy. You can just do the range function, and you can start at I, and you go up to 100, and you can use I as your skip. And so if I turn that into a list, there's all your multiples. So that part's pretty easy, okay? So we'll do multiples. Multiples is equal to that. Multiples is equal to that, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to go in for n in multiples. So we're looking at all these numbers. And what we need to do is we're going to take the string of those multiples, okay? And we need to add up all of these digits. So what I need to do is, let's just turn these into multiple strings. We're not going to do this in one line of code, by the way. Multiple strings. Maybe we can look at it at the end. All right, so now what we'll do is we're going to take the digits of each of these multiples and sum them up. So I was trying to get away from doing this with a nested list comprehension because it looks kind of ugly when you start doing multiple list comprehensions. So what I might do is I'd rather do this in a for loop, I think. So we'll do, I'm going to go for a digit in multiple strings. And what I want to do is take the sum of each digit. So we would, let's print the digit just so we can kind of see what we're doing here. And then what we're doing is we're going to print the sum of each digit. So int d for d in digit. And actually this is not a good number. So number string I think is a better way to call these. Sorry, I'm getting nitpicky about variables here. So just a quick recap before I make it confusing. Number string, each of these is a string right now. It looks like a number, but it's a string, okay? So what I'm gonna do is chop them up into digits. So we'll go take each digit and we'll go turn it into an integer. So int d for d in number string, okay? And I can print this off right here to show you what's happening in the for loop. Okay, so 30, we've split each string up into the digits, turned them into integers, and now what's cool about this is now this is a list of digits. So you can take that list of digits and sum them up, okay? So now we have 3 plus 6 plus 9, okay? So those are gonna be the digit sums, right? And this will be an empty list. And so what we'll do is we're gonna tack this on to our digit sums. I'll save this as a variable here. So digit sum is equal to that, and then we want to append it to our list. Okay, and then at the end of the for loop, okay, we have the digit sums. So all we have to do is just add up that list, and we're getting 18 here. So that's what the test is showing us. Should get 18 there. Let's try it for 12. So up here in the notebook, I'll make that 12. And we're getting 72 there. That looks good. Okay, so got it working. Let's bring the code over to the notebook here. And this one I fully acknowledge is probably was a little bit confusing to see what we were doing here. The trick is you're for looping into for loops and all that stuff. And so it makes the code look a little bit ugly here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, that looks good. Let's do an attempt and full submission here. Let's see if somebody did this in one line, and I guarantee you it's gonna look, actually though, that doesn't look super ugly. I thought it was going to, but I mentioned this before, right? So you have, there's a for nested list comprehension, there's another one in there. So how you do those can get pretty ugly. So they are doing a lot of these in one lines, and they do look fairly elegant. I'll definitely admit that. So hopefully this at least kind of makes sense. One of the ways I could have done this too is, so let's say for example we're back here, okay? So what I could do is take the first item in here, and we could say number string is equal to that. Okay, and what I could do is inside of here, D for D in number string, right? So here we are again, we've taken each of the multiples and split them up into, turned it all into strings, and then we're looking at the first one here. So now I can take those and turn them into integers, and I can add that up. Okay, that was the digit sum for the first one. So what I could do is set this equal to a variable. Digit sum is equal to that. And then I could append it to a list at the beginning here. So digit sums is an empty list. I could append it. So digit sum. And then all I have to do is just right here, when you get it working for one thing, you could turn it into a for loop after the fact. So if you're real visual and you kind of need to see what's going on before you do your for loop, I could now change my code to be for number string in, and then get rid of this index at the end here. Now I'm for looping, and we kind of get the same result here. Hopefully it makes it's a little bit more sense visually for those of you that are kind of like, oh, what the heck just happened there? Great job on this one, and I'll see you on the next one.